What's going on, everybody? Um, I decided I'm going to leave it up to you guys whether I do live or not. Back when when I had my big channel, my first one, hell, I'd go live, and I was filming cops, politicians. I was recording every damn buddy. Uh, but when I'd go live, I'd have 50 people right now. Um, well, that's about all the subs I've got. So I know I'm not going to get that many people while I'm actually live, unless I don't know, do it at the same time every week, go live once a week or something. I don't know. You guys tell me if you're interested in even chatting with me. I don't know. I think in my head you are, because I've had so many people. Man, I'd like to sit down, drink a beer, and just bullshit with you. You know, had a lot of people say that. So I'll leave it up to you guys. If you guys think, you know, you want to have a back and forth in a video, because that's what I like about going live is you can have a back and forth with the people that are watching. Um, with just a video, it's just me talking to a camera until you see it, and then you feel I'm talking to you, or it's projected towards you anyway. But if it's only going to be one or two people, I mean, it does take a step out of me having to download the videos. Whether it's just one or two people, I don't even mind that because then I can keep up with the chats. With 50 or more, even some of these guys, they get thousands of people in their chat room or in their chats, and the damn thing's flying by so fast. I can't read that shit anyway. So it's kind of good that I don't have so many as I used to, because then I can kind of keep up with them and go back and forth with you. So that's something that I don't know. I'm willing to do it if anybody's willing to do it with me. That's the thing. Uh, but anyway, I want to talk about. You guys let me know in the comments if it's something that you wouldn't mind being involved with in a live stream chat thing with me. That's cool. If you're not, that's cool too, because some people don't want to fucking have to talk to me. Uh, but this, like I said, let me know in the comments, and we'll see what happens. But I want to talk about this Greenwood, Indiana shooting, folks. This last mass shooting, they calling it. 3, 4 people, I think. 2 people shot, or three people dead, to 3, 4 people hurt or something. People, that's where I grew up. The exact town I grew up in, Greenwood, Indiana, most racist town I knew of when I was a kid. Most racist. There was no black people living in that town. Not when I was a kid. They stopped at the county line road. Everything north of the county line road was south side of Indianapolis or Indianapolis. Everything south of that road was Johnson County, Greenwood, Whiteland, New Whiteland, Franklin, Trafalgar, all the way down through there. There weren't no black people living down through there, folks. I'm telling you. Ask anybody that lived there at that time. 60s, 70s. Uh, that's the town. That mall parking lot. I did a video here not too long ago talking about the first car I got. When I got my driver's license, my mom challenged me and told me, she goes, "You'll have that car totaled within 2 weeks." And I said, "Challenge accepted." I totaled it in that exact mall parking lot where this shooting happened, in reverse, 16 hours after I got my license. on one of them light poles that's sitting out there in that parking lot. It looks like it's even the same area that they're showing in the video. It looks like the exact end of the parking lot I did it in. Let's see here. With my original channel, my original Watachi Running Free channel, the Indiana State Police, the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department, and the Greenwood Police Department, all three starred in many videos on my channel. All three departments. Mainly IMPD and Greenwood, but I did catch state troopers involved in shit too, and had them on there. But it's a clown show. It's a clown show. These guys couldn't. The entire when it just not too long ago, folks. I think probably in the last 20 years. At one time, they went in, fired the police chief all the way down through the damn whole entire Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department, fired them all. They were all crooked. All of them. From the top all the way down. They fired every damn one of them and replaced every damn one of them. That wasn't not too long ago. Now these Greenwood cops, my hometown. That's where I lived for going through school. Well, when you live there back in the 60s, grow up there in the 60s and 70s, and you get up into the 2022s, you know the people that are in high places, even mayors, police departments, school boards, shit like that, are people that were kids when I was a kid. The Greenwood Police Department today is a laughing stock. It was pretty funny when we was kids. I mean, we had a game we would play with the cops. What we call it? Hell, we had a name for it. But we had a curfew. We wasn't allowed to be out past, 9 o'clock or something. So come about 11 o'clock at night, the streets really slowed down, no traffic. Greenwood was pretty much dead at that time. And back then anyway. And we'd all get together, a bunch of kids. And we would all be hanging out right underneath the middle of an intersection under brightly lit lights. There'd be about 10 of us all standing there after curfew. And the game was whoever stayed the longest in the middle of that intersection won. Because usually when a car came around the corner or something, you see one coming, pretty good chances it's a cop. So this was the game we played. Now and as soon as they would see us, or if they would hit somewhat close enough to us that we could tell it was a cop, that's when the game really started. If it was anybody else, we just stayed back out of the way and let them roll through. But once we realized it was a cop, whoever stayed there the longest until the cop got up, because everybody's running, and we're all going a different direction. There is no way he's catching any of us. And they never did. And but that was a game we used to play with them cops when we were kids. This goofy ass motherfuckers. Today, one of my videos that I had on my other channel, my original, I was saying that Greenwood cops were the fattest cops, pound for pound, within the United States. They went it right across the board. They lifted the bar so high. Each one of these cops, when I was just there, or before I moved here, folks, just 4 or 5 years ago now, before I moved here, they were all 300, 400 pounds. 300 to 400 pounds of Greenwood City cops. And that includes the women, too. These guys couldn't chase down a freaking. Somebody's blown out drunk. They couldn't chase them down. And that was a video I made on Greenwood cops. Let's see. Like I said, folks, when you grow up in an area like that. Now, let me tell you something. When I was a kid in Greenwood, we had a mayor by the last name of Myers. Today, Greenwood still has a mayor by the last name of Myers. Except it's the son of the man who was mayor when we were kids. I went to school with this guy, Mark Myers, the mayor of Greenwood. I went to school with him. They owned an ambulance service that ran out of Greenwood, and me and a buddy of mine washed those ambulances on the weekends. We'd go in there on a Saturday and we'd wash all their ambulances and get paid for it. But his dad was mayor when we were kids. Now he's a mayor today. Well, let me tell you what kind of mayor this clown is. He claimed a few years back here that he saved the residents of Greenwood, like I think it was either $2 or $3 million. Something that he did, he claimed he saved them $2 to $3 million. I think it was $3 million. Then he decided, because he saved Greenwood $3 million, he was going to build a park. Now, he saved them $3 million that he put towards the park. The $3 million he saved them, he put towards the park. It took another $29 million to finish the park. People, there was nothing in the park but grass, a few sidewalks, some benches, and that's it. There was no playground equipment, nothing like that. It was some flowers, it was dressed up real nice, had some sidewalks to walk through, and a few benches along the paths to sit there at, people to sit down at. Supposedly cost like $33 million to build this park. Bullshit. I call bullshit. What happened to all that money, Mark? I know you watch my shit. People in Greenwood do. What happened to all that money, Mark? Mr. Mayor, what happened to it? Shit. I know what happened to it. You ain't no different than your daddy. It's a clown show, folks. Absolute clown show. It's a wonder they found out who did it, even with witnesses. That's probably why the FBI was brought in so fast. The FBI probably got wind of it and said, well, Greenwood? Oh, shit, man, there's some dumbass motherfuckers down there. That school produces morons, that Greenwood High School, fucking blithering idiots most of the time. When I went to school there, we didn't know anybody that was gay. When I came back 30, 40 fucking years later and landed back in that town, one of my buddy's daughters was going to my high school. She told me how these guys are wearing makeup, girls skinny jeans and all this fucking eyeliner. Well, what the fuck? Yeah, Greenwood? Greenwood High School? Yes, they are. It's cool to be gay. Blithering idiots. That's where I graduated from. High school. Greenwood, Indiana. Man, and I fought them all the way through that brainwashing bullshit. I got matter of fact, I got so many D's and F's, I think they just passed me through just to get rid of me. The principal of that high school told my parents, this boy don't need to be in school. He needs a job. Because I did not fucking put up with the bullshit. I can call them on their lies. It's been brainwashing ever since. They've been school brainwashing us ever since I was a kid anyway. Now, how much further back does it go than that? I can't verify. But by God, when I was a kid, they were brainwashing the hell out of us in these schools. You could prove to them they were wrong about something. But if you got that question on a test and you didn't answer it the way they told you to answer it, 2 plus 2 is 5. If you didn't answer it that way, they'd mark it wrong, whether you was right or not. If you didn't answer those questions the way that teacher taught you to answer those questions, you was going to get it wrong. Once I figured that out, I didn't answer anything hardly ever with even a reasonable answer to any question. If there was multiple answers, I'd go, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. That one's it. All them damn school tests where you had to color in the dots, I didn't read them. I colored them dots in as fast as I could and got the hell out of there. But I graduated from that school. A school of fucking blithering idiots. Greenwood, Indiana. The Greenwood Woodmen. Greenwood Woodmen. What the fuck's a woodman? Maybe BG can tell me. Had a lumberjack with an axe in his hand. Was our mascot. Probably still is. Green and gold colors. People, 3 or 4 people, and that's what they claim a mass shooting now. Usually if somebody gets pissed off or robbing someplace or something and there's gunplay, usually 3 or 4 people get shot. Most of the time it's one of them that was there doing what they were doing that got the guns drawn out and fired upon them anyway. But they want to use it. They want to use your English. They want to use your own words to make it sound worse so that you think it was worse. Chicago, they killed 3 or 4 people on a freaking Friday at 5 o'clock. Saturday at 7 o'clock. 3 or 4 people can die all at one time. You don't hear about mass shooting here in Chicago, mass shooting there in Chicago. Go down there to Atlanta, you don't hear them calling out all them supposed mass shootings. They claimed this guy had a long gun. They're not claiming it was an AR. But they're claiming he had a long gun. That could be a shotgun or a rifle. Anything's not considered a handgun is a long gun. They said it was magazine fed. Well, a 22 Palinker or whatever you call them, a little 22, name one of them, Ruger, a little 22 semi-automatic Ruger rifle is a long gun, magazine fed. It must not have been an AR-15 assault rifle, what they call. I'm still waiting to hear what this little magazine-fed rifle, long gun they want to call it, because if it was a shotgun, there'd been a lot more damage. So I'm figuring, I'm sure it wasn't no 30-06, 30-30, 357 Magnum rifle of any kind. I'm sure it wasn't a 5.56, a 308, 9 millimeter rifle. I'm sure it wasn't one of those. I'm betting it was a 22 rifle, which anybody can buy. You used to be able to buy them at the Walmart, Woolworth. That mall that in Greenwood there, people, that mall had a Woolworth in it when I was a kid. And it was an open air mall. It wasn't a closed in mall. The stores went around in a circle, and then there were sidewalks out the doors walking you to each one of the stores. There wasn't a roof over it. If it was raining, you got rained on between stores. But today it is a enclosed mall. Let's see. Anyway, folks, it's a clown show. The government's a clown show. If you're waiting on them to fix anything, you're going to be waiting a long damn time, because they're the problem. They want to use mass shootings. Mass shootings. We got to stop the mass shooting. The gun violence, mass shootings. If there wasn't a guy standing there with the balls to carry the damn handgun he had that put this guy down before he could kill anybody else, then there would have been a lot more people die. Even if this was a 22 rifle this guy had, there would have been a lot more people die. And I think it was a 22, and I believe the bullets passed through the people and hit other people behind them, and that's why there's more hurt than not dead. But if you had more people like this I think he said 21-year-old or 20-year-old kid or guy, he is a kid, that shot this guy and put him down. If you had more people like that, and he knew they were in that mall, go down there and try it. I mean, come on. Everybody knows Texas. Go down to Arizona and try this bullshit. Walk in somewhere and just start blasting somebody. Guarantee you in Arizona, half the fucking people are carrying guns. Or they were when I was out there. If everybody's carrying guns, people ain't going to walk in and pull shit like that, because they'll get off. If they're lucky, if they pull out their gun. And let me ask you something. How in the hell does somebody walk into a mall with a long gun and nobody see it? That's why I'm thinking it had to be a 22. Died a 22 pretty easy. Especially if it had a pistol grip on it. They want to take that ability away from that man to be there to save the rest of the people that he saved. We don't even know how many people that is. If he had a magazine-fed 22, he could have had a lot of rounds in his pockets, in magazines, ready to slap in it. Those things were cheap. He could have had a lot of rounds. If that man wasn't there to stop it, how many people did he save? They want to take that away from you. They want to make it where you are the most vulnerable people in society, where only the crazy ass guy with the freaking 22 rifle has the gun, or only the cops. And I had a Boardman cop. Matter of fact, the one that brought up these false charges on me and now does accident reports. He told me once he didn't like the fact that he knew I carried guns, that I had guns. He didn't like the fact that I had a license to carry a gun. That scared him, and he didn't like the fact that I could do that. And like I told him, well, the fact that you can do it also scares me, and that's why I carry mine. It's called the equalizer. The two officers, the arresting officer and the other officer that arrested me under those charges that other officer falsely accused me of, they had to pull a gun out of my pocket on the night they arrested me as well. And that Nick, the arresting officer, told me when he first walked up and saw it, he goes, "Brian, please do not reach for your gun." Now, mine wasn't in a holster or anything. It's just in my pocket, hanging out of my pocket. And I looked at him and I told him, "Listen, you and this other officer at this point have no reason to fear this gun whatsoever. This gun, as far as you guys are concerned, would only be used that would be my last ditch attempt to save my life. And you guys ain't here to kill me. So you guys have nothing to worry about my weapon." And I think they believed me, and I allowed them, once they told me I was under arrest, and I said, "Can I give my weapon to my wife?" And he goes, "Can I get it out of your pocket and hand it to her?" And I said, "Yeah." They didn't want me touching it. So, folks, they don't want us to be able to protect ourselves. They won't ever put me in that position again. Ever. They've had me there more than once where I couldn't protect myself. I made it possible so that I can always protect myself. God loves you, folks. So do I. Till the next one.